I'm a little bit of a newcomer to PowerPoint presentations and all this sort of stuff, so I'm going to do a bit more reading than Mark. But as a designer at a local agency, it's something that I come into contact with on a daily basis. But the truth is, good branding is not solely reliant on good design. In fact, a good logo is a mere beginning. So, why do we need brand? In a nutshell, it's because it's worth a lot of money. And as Mark has carefully illustrated, you need to stand out in an increasingly saturated marketplace. So let's start at the beginning. Back in 1915, Coca-Cola tasked a designer with creating a bottle that would be recognisable as a Coca-Cola bottle, even after being smashed. The resulting glass bottle hasn't changed a great deal since, and has for a long time been a key element in Coca-Cola's brand. Not surprisingly, this is where we get the term smashable brand. That's an image of a company that is deeply embedded in the hearts and minds of its consumers. One that has the power to overcome errors, changes in taste, changes in management, and economic disasters. In 2007, Coca-Cola's brand equity was worth a staggering $65.3 billion. At the time, that was just under half the company's true market value. In fact, it has been speculated that Coca-Cola's brand is so smashable that if all production of the drink ceased tomorrow, the company would continue to be profitable. Now, influence like that over the decisions people make with their money does not come solely from a black, sticky liquid made from vegetables. Coca-Cola have created a personality that we all know and that most of us trust, even though, as in my case, I don't particularly like the stuff unless it comes from one of those lovely glass bottles. So Coca-Cola's real strength comes from a totally intangible asset that can't be seen or purchased or even for that matter stolen. In essence, this is what is known as brand equity. The intangible but measurable value representing the difference between the book value and the market value of your company. And if you're wondering what that's worth, it's been estimated that 62% of the world's business is intangible. That's worth £13 trillion. And according to Forbes, Apple's brand equity is worth an eye-watering $87.1 billion. But whilst I've only dealt so far with global super companies, what is good for them applies just as much to everyone else. And not only that, you don't have to spend $87 billion to get started. So, how do we build that equity? We need to, as Mark has again illustrated, we need to position ourselves as the go-to company, the first choice for our clients, and that's where the value really lies. So which companies do you first think of when I say car? Anybody?
Participation.
BMW.
BMW. Search engine?
Google.
Google. Smartphone?
Apple.
iPhone, yeah. Trainers? Nike. Soft drink? No, that was a bit of a giveaway. Coffee shop?
Starbucks.
Costa, yeah. And design agency?
Beautiful.
You know, it's an interesting one because obviously Google. Did anybody think of Yandex? Anybody heard of Yandex? That's actually the third or fourth, I think, best search engine. Nobody thought BlackBerry for smartphone, and yet BlackBerry was actually the first smartphone, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was the first real smartphone. Coffee shops. Does anybody really like Costa? No, it's not really a friendly brand. So although you may not have thought of exactly the same companies for each, I would bet that the range of answers is very narrow. And what you've experienced is known as a top mind response. This is a subconscious reaction. It's an emotional response, again, as Mark's been talking about. It's not the result of reasoning and logic. Combine this immediate response with a feeling of trust, and you have a brand that's worth a lot of money. So, we agreed, hopefully, that branding is important. But what is a good brand? Your brand is the result of associations, perceptions, and emotional responses in the minds of three key groups of people. The first, obviously, is customers, but also employees and investors. Now, this is current and prospective, but potential clients, potential staff, and the brand can influence these groups by creating
choice and loyalty to customers, attracting, motivating, and retaining talent, and lowering the cost of financing. But the key word above each people, the brand exists in the minds of people. And good branding then is successfully harnessing, generating, and controlling these associations and responses. And as you can imagine, achieving this sort of leverage requires much more than a fancy logo. This is a good logo from a design perspective. Very simple. It's got practical execution, it's transferable, it's got a good idea, it's quite satisfying, but I imagine no one has heard of previously. You know, there is no emotional response, there's no connection, there's no association. You also need to balance, preserve, identifiable, modern, all the things that we design that I like. But each of them also trigger associations because of our extensive exposure and experience of their products and methods. In my case, they're all positive associations. I see a nice logo, I think good brand, and maybe you see it good brand. Now, from a designer's perspective, this is a core logo. The font is stated, it's a lazy drop shadow with an easily labeled and box effect. Looks gappy, it's uncomfortable, and it colours together. Not only that, but there is actually zero movement within Google Brand guidelines for operations. Deviate from this, and they'll hunt you down.